Happy Wednesday night. I'm just waiting for Craig to join me and we'll do a Wednesday night live. Hope you all had a good day today. We had a pretty good day. It was nice and sunny, even though it was cold. We were able to take a nice long walk with just Craig and I. Did we take the dog with us? I don't even remember. I think it was just you and I.
Yeah, he was at your mom's.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have him. Because Mom was babysitting for us. So let us know how you're doing tonight.
We are here to answer your questions. So ask us anything.
Yeah, ask us questions like you would ask Delilah.
Delilah, who actually was from a town just about an hour and a half from us.
Yeah, she was from Reedsport, Oregon.
Which is a little bitty town on the coast.
Yep.
Little bitty town of like, what is it, like 2,000 people or something? It's really small.
She got started there at her high school, started doing radio work, and she looks totally different than what I would expect. She has like, she's this beautiful blonde lady, and I thought that she would look like some old lady.
Dark and sultry.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought she'd look like since she does the night shift.
On the night shift, there'll be sweet sounds coming down.
On the night shift.
We should
Marvin.
We should call this a Wednesday night sing along.
Something like that. Well, I watched something by, I can't remember what his first name is, but his last name is Beckett, and he does all these interviews of Hollywood people coming to find Christ, and he did this interview of this lady.
A lady.
Her name was June.
Judy.
No, it was June. And it started with an H, her last name, like Horn, something like
Hornsby.
that.
Oh,
Hope.
Judy Hornsby.
June Hope. But anyway, she's a cute little old lady, and she talked about her radio show, which comes on at 11 p.m. every evening, and it's called Hope for the Heart. I think that's the name of the show. I want to look it up sometime, though, because she's like this little old lady in her 70s, and every night she does a live show, like at 11 p.m.
Awesome.
at night. Yeah, for a couple of hours. So that's a real trooper. She had a really interesting life story, too.
Are you going to tell us what it is?
Well, she grew up in a home with
She grew up in a home
with a dad that was kind of a tyrant.
Ooh.
And he actually had families around the country. Like he had 2 other families.
Oh,
and
no.
He did put his oldest son into a psych ward. What do you call that when you admit somebody or commit somebody?
You have them committed?
Committed. So he did that to his oldest son, and he was always threatening to do that to her mother. Like he would always be saying like, oh, she's not mentally well today. And he'd even say that to her.
Yeah.
When he would catch her crying.
Oh, brother.
So she said that he only saw her crying like twice in her lifetime. But both times he would say, oh, you're not mentally well. And she was always really frightened about that because she was frightened that he would get some psychiatrist that wasn't on the up and up and just bribe him and be able
have
to
them committed.
Yeah, right. I guess that's what some people did. And she asked him one time because she didn't know why he didn't treat her mom very well. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, welcome in. Hey, Rebecca, that was fun to see the little hats that you made.
Yeah, those
We're
were
excited,
beautiful.
Excited to get those.
She asked her dad, so why do you treat my mom like this? Why do you have other wives when my mom has been nothing but loyal to you? And he just said, well, I'm not a Christian, so I don't have to act that way.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. But it was through him actually that she did end up becoming a Christian. She was going to a church that didn't really teach much about the Bible at all, so she didn't know much about Christ at all. And then um, he was given a list of churches and how their doctrine was influenced by the Communist Party or not. And I guess the church that she was going to at the time, because there was one thing that their mom wouldn't compromise on, and that is that they had to go to church. Like her kids had to go to church.
Yeah.
And he was handed this list that showed like how communist each sect of the church was, each denomination. So I guess the most communist one was the one that she was going to. And so the very least communist was supposed to be the Catholic Church, but he didn't want that. And so the next least communist was the Baptist Church. And so then he sent them to the Baptist Church, and then they relied heavily on scriptures. And
Awesome.
so she finally found out the truth and she gave her life to Christ.
Awesome.
And then she headed up she was pretty shy and she wouldn't talk to anybody. But then she ended up heading up like a huge youth group. And through her many experiences in life, she ended up like saving even this one little 13-year-old boy that was suicidal. He had written a suicide note to his parents and a suicide note to his siblings. And so his parents were really scared for him. And then they came to her and asked her to help him out. And so she talked to this little 13-year-old boy. He was really short and he had bright red hair and he'd get teased a lot at school. So she talked to him and she said, you know, I grew up in a family that was, hey, Jonesy, when can I join your live?
Tell him the story.
I guess when we do it on the cell phone, I don't think we could do it on the computer.
Well,
do you want to switch to a cell phone?
We can get StreamYard for free, right, Jonesy? Because we could get it and then just start this over. There's only you and Rebecca in here. Let me look at that because I would like to do one with him. He says yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, and yes.
So keep chatting. I'm going to look at downloading StreamYard.
Okay, well, she was talking to this suicidal little 13-year-old boy and trying to help him out. And so what she did tell him is she said that one day she was driving her car and she was the head car in a long line of cars. And it kept going through her mind again and again. It kept going, oh, there's so pain in your family. Just push the pedal down, just push the pedal down. She said it kept going through her mind again and again, just push the pedal down and end it all, just go over the cliff, and just end it all. But then she had a very logical brain, and so she was also thinking, well, what if I just maim myself and don't finish it all?
Oh, goodness.
Then I can't do that to my mom. And she decided to not go forward with it, because another thought that was going through her head is that nothing's ever going to change, that it's always going to be this way. And so she told that little redheaded boy, she said, that was a complete lie, that nothing ever changed. It did change. Your bad situation always does change. And she decided not to do that, and instead to rely on the Lord and what he wanted for her life. And then she related a verse for him that was her favorite, and that was the Jeremiah verse where it
29:11.
Yeah, it says, I have plans for you, plans not to harm you, but plans to prosper you, and plans for good for your life and
for hope in the future.
Yeah. So she relayed that to him, and he ended up going on and having a really successful high school career, believe it or not, even though he was short and redheaded, and he was with a group of guys that were all tall, like in junior high. He ended up going and playing football, but because he was so little, he could get around them and maneuver quite easily. So he's really fast. So he ended up finding his niche in the football arena and really having a good, successful time there at school. And I bet his parents were forever grateful for her relaying that story to him. So it was just good to hear that, you may be going through some things in your life, but the Lord can use that later to help other people out, help you be able to relate to other people.
Right. Which folder would have a picture of the two of us?
That's not, oh, okay.
Do you think this would? No.
You just put a picture anyhow. It might be in my cell phone.
I looked under there. I didn't see anything.
You didn't.
Is there anything under corn-fed?
Yeah, there probably would
there
be
we go.
right there. Okay.
Hopefully we're close enough together to get in there. We'll see if it.
Oh, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, I said upload picture.
No, you clicked on it too much. You're not doing it right. You ruined it.
You should be able to double click on it. That's how I always do.
Well, you didn't do it right.
See, it's not working anyway. We're attempting to set up the StreamYard.
Yeah.
It says go to your YouTube live dashboard. Or maybe I'll just do it
click
here.
on the button. Go back where you were.
It just takes me to. It takes me here. That doesn't help.
Okay. So I think you have to not be in a live while you're doing it.
Okay, we're gonna close the live down, but don't you guys go away. We'll try to get this set up real quick in a minute or in a couple minutes.
Find us again. Try and find us.
Find us.
Find us.
Find us. Okay, we'll see you guys.
On end stream right there.